Have you ever just woken on the wrong side of the bed? You just are having a bad mental health day. You have this heavy cloud just weighing down on you that you find it hard to focus and stay motivated. Maybe you feel a mix of emotions like anxiety, sadness. You may even be irritable, and you feel tired and drained in your body, and you may have just this sense of hopelessness. Now, this feeling we now know it's just having a bad mental health day. And in all consciousness, we're supposed to be taking a rest for ourselves. But sometimes, some jobs just don't allow us to do that. We have to make money to survive, and us not going to work means that we might not be able to pay the next bill. So what do we do when we're having a bad mental health day and still have to work? Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome back to Evolve with Alana. Hi, I'm Alana. So, recently, I've been thinking about my mental health. And when I search around here on this app, there's a lot of apps, a lot of people and creators that tell us that we're supposed to take time for ourselves. Sort of check out, take a mental health day just to recenter ourselves. But what happens when you can't do that? For my fellow workers in the service industry and my hourly employees, if we don't go to work, we don't get paid. And we all know we have bills to pay and children to raise. So what do we do? Do we forego our responsibilities of receiving money? No. We still have to work. So I have a couple of tips on how to continue working when you're having a bad mental health day. The first tip is to acknowledge that you're having a bad mental health day. I know it sounds a bit stupid to first admit that you're having a mental health day, but so often we want to put on a facade that we're perfect, we're okay. We're just trying to push that feeling that we have in us aside and bring up this sort of fake emotional state in its place. And that can be very dangerous, because in order to get through a mental health day, you have to first acknowledge what you're feeling. Sometimes it's good to just speak it out loud. Speak out all your feelings of frustration, all of your feelings of sadness. Speak it out into the universe. Or what I like to do is go to a mirror and just speak it straight into a mirror. There you can tell yourself exactly how you're feeling. And once you can acknowledge every little feeling, every little piece of sadness inside of you, then you are able to change it, to fix it, and acknowledge it. My second tip on getting through work during a bad mental health day is to accept this new standard. Once again, we have been conditioned to always be chipper and lively and do the exact same amount of work as we always do. When we have only about the energy of 10%, maybe 20%, don't punish yourself that that's all you have to give today. If you're giving that 10 to 20% of yourself, of that energy that you have, that is equal to 100%. That 10, 20% of your energy and you're putting it towards your work, you are doing amazing. So often when we feel like we're not putting in the full effort, we get down on ourselves. We punish ourselves for not putting in the same amount of effort as we did on regular days when we feel fine. But on this day, on this mental health day, that 10 to 20% of energy that you have this day, that is your new 100%. The third tip I have for you is to switch your mindset. Now, us humans, we love to think that whatever is happening in the moment is going to happen forever. Believe me, I'm the queen of this. Especially when I'm having bad mental health days, I seem to think that this feeling of sadness, of emptiness is going to last forever. So in shifting my mindset, I remind myself that this is temporary. This is just one moment in time, and that I have felt this before. Maybe last week, maybe last month, maybe last year. But to remind myself that I got through this, that the sunshine and rainbows are just over the horizon. Just reminding myself this low point, this low feeling I have is temporary. My fourth tip is to let yourself escape for a little bit. No, I'm not talking about packing your bags and getting on a plane and going to Aruba. Just escape from the job just a little. You see, there's a lot of physical feelings about it. A feeling of being tired, a feeling of being drained. We're going to interrupt that feeling. How do you do that? I'll tell you. We're gonna take a 5-minute dance break. Yes, in fact, I've done this multiple times. Sometimes on my lunch break, sometimes when I just went to the restroom, I close the door of the stall and instead of going to the restroom, I just start dancing or singing or humming one of my favorite upbeat songs. I'm just interrupting that part of my body that feels tired, and I just dance it out. It's this short moment that anyone can do for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It's amazing what a little dancing, a little singing can do for you. You may even want to take a walk. Just taking a walk outside of the building, taking a brief walk around the block, and coming back. That little form of escape from where you are right now can change your mood and your attitude and remind you that though a lot of our work happens inside 4 walls, that there's a whole world outside of us, a whole beautiful world that will support us. My 5th tip is to do the minimum. You see, earlier we talked about maybe you realize all you have is 10 to 20% of your energy. Well, with that 10 to 20% of your energy, do the minimum of what your job requires. We all have base responsibilities. Sometimes it is just making sure you get the right things done, the simplest things of your job done, nothing more. Nothing less. If you're like me, you often go above and beyond your job. You'll help others with their problems in the job. During this bad mental health day, it is time to just focus on what you are required to do. And it is very funny, when you focus on what you're actually required to do, your day is a lot more simple. Answer emails, maybe talk to a couple of customers. That's all you need to do. You're putting that 10 to 20% of energy to the important parts of your job. And when you put that important parts to your job, you're doing your job. So during your mental health day, doing the bare minimum is sufficient. The next tip I have for you getting through work during a bad mental health day is to celebrate yourself. Once again, when we're not feeling that great, we put ourselves down and we punish ourselves. But we can change our mood. We can celebrate. Maybe grab that cookie or cupcake from your favorite coffee shop. Or maybe order lunch from your favorite diner or restaurant. Give yourself a little celebration because you woke up and you're here at work. And it doesn't mean that you have to punish yourself just because you feel bad. So celebrate yourself. It's a good way to change the energy around you, to feel better about your work. My last tip on getting through a work day while you're having a bad mental health day is to watch positive content. Yes, social media. Now, I don't want you to just mindlessly scroll through social media. In fact, mindlessly scrolling might make you feel worse. I want you to find positive social media posts. I'm not talking about motivational speakers or gurus. I'm talking about things that just make us smile. For some people, it's watching cat videos or watching dog videos or animals doing the weirdest of things. For me, I love watching videos of kids doing the darndest of things. It always puts a smile on my face and it gets me through the day. There is a reason why I say looking at positive content on social media is at the bottom of this list. It's because it's this tip that is the most tempting to just sit on our phone and scroll through TikTok and YouTube and see what everybody else is doing. It makes us feel worse. But if you can be disciplined and go on to social media and find those things that just put a smile on your face. So in conclusion, remember, your mental health is important and you need to take care of it. Sometimes life just gets in the way and we can't take time out to truly take care of it. But I hope that these tips help you get through the workday when you're not feeling so great. And I hope you like these tips and you like this video. And if you do, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.